Good evening, and welcome to the Go Mode Podcast Mentor Tournament. We are in week 6. And joining me here in the commentary booth is Star.
Hey everyone, hi Zeke. Welcome to week 6, which is Mentorless Open Week. So this is our 3rd week in a row of open seeds, but this time they have no mentors, so they will be on their own for this one. Should be interesting to see how much they've learned in the last 6 weeks and how well they can apply it as they race without their mentors for the 2nd time this tournament.
Exactly, Star. In this race, we're going to be featuring fartsplosion on our left and Carlson on our right. Carlson32.
Sorry if we crack up, I cannot help but laugh a little at the name fartsplosion.
I will do my best to hold composure.
Same here, but it's a little hard to find.
My favorite game at the very beginning. What can we hypothesize from that hash? My guess is GMP Big Key is going to be a mess.
And it looks like Swamp Palace might be required, considering that both Flippers and Hookshot are in it.
Alright, and the racers are off. And opening with new clothes already.
Nice. Immediate change of color. Well, at least for fartsplosion. Carlson doesn't really look to have seen any immediate change. His clothes are still blue.
I think that's just the thing with the Pete sprite. Alright, and we're going to probably see a tree pull. Fartsplosion asks the guard to sign that.
Oh, nice bomb drop.
I like me some bombs on the tree pulls.
Always nice to have, especially early on. Bombs can be quite a valuable commodity and very hard to find. Let's see what we get for our uncle today. Just a hearken.
He gives us his love before he dies.
Yep. And a bloopy on the second in the uncle chest.
Some spare change hid in the secret passage.
Yep.
I think that chest is in Vanilla's 20, so they got ripped off on that one.
And just the map.
Sanctuary map. That means there's good stuff in the basement, right?
Of course. Right? We'll see how that goes. You don't actually need that many bombs for escape as long as you have another weapon to use. Bomb-only escape is not fun.
I believe bomb-only escape takes a minimum of 5 bombs, if you hit every bomb.
And that is difficult to do.
Because those blue guards take 2 bombs each.
Yep. And aiming with bombs can be kind of difficult. Rush Crab really not giving us much of anything, and just
50 on the lumberjack, so that's promising.
Yeah. And yes, indeed. Jere, the stream title is still that from the 6 p.m. race. May need to update it. And just a red rupee on the mushroom spot.
But this early in the game, red rupees are valuable.
Yeah, they only have 26 rupees, so they kind of want at least somewhere at least to be able to pay off the bottle vendor. 20 rupees is a lot when you only have 6. But they see our first sword in the Lost Woods.
The woods thieves have hidden a sword.
Yes, they have. Good early find.
It makes the early game much more bearable.
Mm-hmm.
Swordless early game can be very much not fun.
Yes, indeed. Fartsplosion making use of that bomb tree pull to get some more.
I'm of the opinion you can never have enough bombs.
No, you cannot. And you don't. And you can hold quite a lot of this game too. I don't remember what the limit is offhand, but quite a lot.
At the start, the limit is 10. But I believe with the upgrade fairy, you can get up to 50.
I think, yeah. I'm a little more used to ALTTPR, so that's what I primarily commentate and track for, so details like that. Oh.
Well, there goes
300 rupees. And a book. Art piece. And 10 arrows.
Well, the money problem's gone, I guess.
It can certainly pay off that bottle vendor now. Another heart piece. So, some early health, a book, a sword, and blue mail so far.
Not too much. There is the rest of Kakariko, though.
Yes, indeed. We still have bottle vendor. Well, if they manage to find the bottle, Sick Kid, as we see a map check, crystals on. I think those are crystals on Hera and
Hera, and there's a blue pendant on Eastern.
And I believe there's a crystal on Desert as well. So
yeah, blue crystal on Desert.
I am so spectacularly bad at map checks. Rusty checks of well having a red rupee and a piece of heart. Single arrow has been found.
This seed is now validated.
Yeah. Another bundle of 10 arrows and a red rupee, so that's a whole lot of nothing.
Well.
That was even lousier than Blind's Hideout, which is saying something, considering Blind's Hideout had a book and not much else. Another heart piece off a bottle vendor.
I mean, at least Blind's Hideout had 300 rupees.
Yeah. It's that something when 300 rupees in a book are more valuable than another 5-item area. And Chicken House is just as useless.
More bombs.
Use one bomb, get me back.
Carlson will like that check. He did not pull the bomb tree a second time.
No, he did not. Ooh, and some gloves for fartsplosion in the back of the bar. Carlson right behind. It is Eastern and Desert are crystals, and Tower of Hera is the blue pendant. Or
red crystals on Tower of Hera, the blue pendants on Eastern.
And we see just the red meringue on the library today, so not going to be needing that. Fartsplosion not bothering to peek the race game, just going to go straight for it. Both runners following the exact same route, Fartsplosion staying just slightly ahead. Although he will now lose a slight bit of time due to finding just a bloopy on the race game.
Not too much there.
Nope. Yeah, alright, give it. Sorry about the commands and title. Yeah, that is the best name ever, Fartsplosion. Well, if you could, yeah. Spelling's back there, but yes, Fartsplosion, really interesting name. Carlson doing his map check. And he is going to be bypassing the dam for the moment. He's going to head straight for Mini Moldorm Cave and the Ice Rod Cave, it looks like.
That's
ooh! As we see the flute in the dam for Fartsplosion.
The Tootie Flutie.
Yes, indeed. Good early find for movement.
I apologize for this one ahead of time. Now Fartsplosion can give a toot.
That's a good one. As you see, just a piece of heart on the underwater heart piece, which is actually vanilla. As I realized while I was saying that sentence.
And it looks like Fartsplosion's gonna go check Agina and the Desert Ledge. Our first route split.
As we see bonds, 300 rupees,
the Master
Sword, heart piece, and the golden tempered sword. Okay.
2 swords and Mini Moldorm Cave.
Okay, that's a new one.
After the last scene where the swords were scarce, these guys are getting spoiled.
Goodness gracious, 2 swords in 2 swords already just sitting in Mini Moldorm Cave. That's a very, very early tempered, and they had started with blue mail essentially because it was in Link's hat. Not going to be too much worries about killing enemies today, at least. Nothing in Agina. Fartsplosion is walking out as Carlson heads on over to the Ice Rod Cave.
Misses the bomb. So kind of has to be careful around these crabs. Although it occurs to me that No, they don't need to be careful in crabs. They have blue mail, they can take a hit.
Yes. As fartsplosion is making use of his book, Red Rupee and Ice Rod Cave, to enter desert, he cannot finish it right now. He doesn't have a fire source, but he can at least check it out.
The biggest thing is this will tell us early if this is a boots required seed.
At least it'll tell us if boots are for this place. It might be required for Ganon's Tower still, and we don't know that.
If we somehow rolled 2 of them in a row for Go Mode podcast, I would cry.
Well, there's the big key right off the bat for fartsplosion.
Well, that means an extra check.
Yep. Fartsplosion, you need to actually check it out. That's the right side of desert is boots lock. Like, because there is a small key on the torch.
Yes, there is.
And the moon pearl and the big key, so that's a very useful and worthwhile dip for fartsplosion. Carlson about to get his flute.
And we're gonna check the desert ledge next.
Yes, we are, which is just some bombs.
Just some bombs, but bombs are good.
Yep. And thank you, Oro, for giving our Jere, our Restreamer, who is fairly new, the hand by updating our commands and stream title. And fartsplosion, you don't have a fire source. Why are you going to the back?
I don't know if he... Let's see if... I don't know if he realizes that it's fire source lock. It's easy to forget that in the heat of the moment.
Yeah, it looks like it.
Carlson making use of fake flippers to get the lake check and get to Zora.
I completely missed us on the lake island, but we're back to Stobo here. And I think fartsplosion realized he is fire source locked out of desert.
And Carlson takes the arrow trying to get to the home. Based on the restream, Carlson did not check the island on his way past, so...
Oof. Fartsplosion is now going to head on over to Mini Moldorm Cave and find his 2 swords.
And Carlson, at this point...
is going to go activate his flute.
Yep, he's going to go activate the flute. So if you would all join us, and please rise for the Hylian National Anthem.
Fartsplosion actually getting the double kill on the Moldorms with the bomb. Very nice.
And Fartsplosion gets his tempered sword. It's always good to have 3 swords in 8 minutes.
No, it is. Don't have to worry about... With that blue mail they found in Link's house, they don't have to worry as much about enemies for the rest of the seed here.
At least until they get to the Dark World.
Nope.
5
Carlson also...
difficult no matter what.
Yeah, well, they are currently a hammer from being able to access the Dark World. They already have a glove and Moon Pearl.
Or Titan's Mitts.
Or a Mitts, correct. Or it could be an Aga Seed. Still need a fire source to put that in logic, though.
As a randomizer player, just even thinking about that makes me kind of ill.
Carlson is also going to check out Desert, find out that the right side is boots locked, and then go find his Moon Pearl here in the next couple of minutes as Fartsplosion
He's gonna make flippers himself.
Yep. For those who don't know, if you jump in the water right as the screen transitions, you'll be able to swim in without actually having flippers. Or he's just gonna do the bomb version of it.
A super easy setup for it.
And he does get it. Takes a couple tries, but gets it fairly easily. It does look a little funny to see this piranha plant swim.
That is pretty funny looking, I'll admit. The island is just a piece of heart.
Yeah, what sprite is fartsplosion? I think that's a piranha plant, but it could be thoroughly wrong. I know it's from Mario, I remember that much.
That is a piranha plant, or at least a variant. Uh-oh.
Yes.
Just barely dodges a fireball.
Yep. And something he will be able to do that Carlson was not able to is to be able to check the waterfall fairy, since he does have the Moon Pearl. And if you have the Moon Pearl, you can walk out and swim back out and swim back in, and you'll be walking. So you can check these two checks, which are nothing.
Correct me if I'm wrong.
Yeah?
Did Carlson just skip the Desert Palace big chest?
I think so, because... yeah, he does not have his Moon Pearl. Uh-oh.
But Carlson's gonna go up to... oh, he's gonna go for the fake flipper again.
Oh, but that not getting his Moon Pearl out of the big chest could definitely be an issue for Carlson.
There is a fairy in a bottle on the Zora ledge today.
Okay. Likely we'll pick that one up. Always nice to have early.
They can't pick it up. They don't have flippers. And
oh wait, no.
Set up.
Oh wait. Oh, Mitz on the king of scams, who is not scamming today.
What a place for mitts.
At the spot, all right. 15-minute mitts. Fartsplosion.
The hobo just gives Carlson some spare change, however.
And that is Dark World access. Yeah, mitts are in logic. Don't need flippers to get that, since you get flippers from that in the vanilla game. 15-minute mitts for Dark World access is not the first thing you see. Not the thing you see normally. I mean, words.
That is in logic too, because that is accessible with only the glove.
Yes.
Kind of nice to see the Zora be, required for once.
Mm-hmm. He is so often just he's known as the king of scams for good reason. And yes, thank goodness Carlson did return back to the Zora area despite him dying earlier, since this will pay off for him with his mitts. Though he will need to return to the desert area to get his Moon Pearl off the big chest. I'm not sure why he skipped it, but it's quite unfortunate for him.
Now, Fartsplosion enters the Dark World at... we don't have clock on Fartsplosion side, so I'll just use Carlson's 1720 timer.
And we could still have to do Aga, but not the most likely at the moment. As Fartsplosion checks out the Village of Outcasts, getting his first bow off the chest game here.
What a place for a bow.
And we have a...
green pendant is on Mire, red crystal is on
Skull Woods, and the
red pendant is on Ice Palace.
Yep. This will unfortunately be likely a triple dip of desert for Carlson. He dipped once, found the big key, and that the small key was boots locked, and checked Agita and left the area without checking the big chest, which means he is currently missing his Moon Pearl.
Now, Carlson's going to go in the castle.
And yes, Timp, I'm pretty sure Carlson is still in the single digits on seeds completed. The seed of improvement has been obtained. Carlson is indeed a very, very new runner. I think I saw him state in the Discord that he started Rando a week before this tournament started, so it's quite a drastic improvement for him.
Applaud. Everyone give him a round of applause for being willing to join so early into his Rando experience.
Oh yeah, I would not have joined a tourney the week after it started. But that's what this tournament is for, is to help new runners, as we see 300 rupees in the first chest of Hyrule Castle. That's what it's tournament for, is to teach new runners, like Carlson, who might be the newest runner of all, how to play the game.
I miss what was on Digging Game.
Red Rupee.
Just a Red Rupee? Unfortunate.
Carlson plugging through escape. Pretty easy, since he already has Tempered Sword. Carlson's going down really quick in 1 or 2 hits. Yeah, he's gone from 430 times to sub 3 hours already. Oh yeah. Shout out to Carlson for improving greatly, being such a new runner, but he's already learned a lot in the 6 weeks that this tournament has gone on so far.
I mean, I'm not even a runner, and I've learned things just watching these games, so it helps everybody.
Oh yeah.
So, I'm hoping to see this continue next year too.
Yep, and we see just a heart container in Zelda's cell, and yeah, it's a really great chance to showcase a runner like Carlson who hasn't had a chance to restream yet and is still so new. Let's see what's on the Smiths today from fartsplosion. Just another red rupee, so not paying out.
So you pay 10 rupees to get 20 rupees.
Great deal. Fantastic. Yeah, and we do have a new Restreamer, and I know I'm pretty new to ALTTPR comms. I think you're fairly new as well.
I'm not new to ALTTPR. I am new to commentary.
Yeah.
This is my 4th commentary, I believe. So.
I'm in an interesting bout. This is my 3rd time commentating ALTTPR, but I have commentated fairly extensively for I have commented quite extensively for OOT. I'm an experienced commentator overall, just not for Link to the Past Rando. As we see a whole bunch of nothing in Saha's closet for Carlson.
As fartsplosion goes into Thieves' Town. And the big key is in the first chest. If this were a Go mode Thieves' Town, this would be amazing. Although I'll admit, I have never had a Go mode Thieves' Town.
It's such an early dungeon to get to. Usually, it's unlikely you'll be able to Go mode it, as you see just some bombs in the second chest. And Carlson is going to go over to Eastern without his bow, which we know to be on the chess game from fartsplosion.
And Oro is right. The Smiths was definitely a case of double your money.
That's one way of putting it, Jere. Yeah, one com experienced the commentary, but not the game, the other vice versa. That's. As you see, the small key still in the front of Escape for fartsplosion. Not Escape, wow, Thieves' Town. And if you hear me use a lot of words that seem a little out of place for ALTTPR, such as Carlson picking up some blue piece here from the pots, yeah, that's me using some OTR terms, getting a little the balls here.
So for those who like to keep track of this kind of thing, there are 3 items still in the back of Thieves' Town. Because we got the map as well.
Yes. But we do not have the hammer, so we're not currently able to check out the big chest. And there's the Eastern big key for Carlson.
This is everyone's favorite room of Thieves' Town.
Real pain to do without boots.
It's less painful in Enemizer.
It depends. Depends on what enemies you get. Usually it's better. Could be worse though. Depends on what you get stuck with.
I do love this NMG strat for the first room. Although it actually did not execute properly on that one, but the execution of the NMG strat makes so there are only 2 enemies show up there. And fartsplosion takes a death.
Oh. Jim putting that in chat just as we see that. Watch that. Oh, yep. And fartsplosion has said he's gonna take it, call it quits for the moment. We'll return later, presumably with a bit more health. And perhaps a hammer so he can check the big chest.
I don't blame.
Carlson also saved quitting out of Eastern. We'll see where he goes now. Yeah, those crickets can be pretty brutal. They're on Tempered Sword and Blue Mail, but they do only have... But fartsplosion is only on 5 hearts, so he does have to watch himself a bit. Carlson is up to 7, so can take a little bit more risks on that front.
Here's a fun fact for you if you didn't know about those crickets. If Thieves Town randomizes to the Light World in a entrance randomizer, the crickets and the mice are the same enemies, and if it's in the Light World, they only do quarter heart damage.
Huh. Okay, Carlson going to go back to Desert for the second time. Here's going to his Moon Pearl.
That's a big key you don't like seeing, really.
Nah, not really, no. And a compass.
That mummy demonstrates why we call this room Pinball Room.
And, okay, there's the powder, which is a nice safety to have. Going to take the Wallmaster Express out.
Elevator going up. Very nice spin buffer to set up that bomb jump.
Gets across nice and easy. And finds just a small key for his troubles and is quits on Skillwoods for the moment. We'll need to go to the back to find the items, looks like.
I tell you, I've got the maturity of like a 12-year-old. I'm laughing every time I see the word farts house.
Yeah, I've been trying to not crack up every time I say that name.
Carlson retrieves his Moon Pearl from Desert.
Would you steal a key in DP if you were Carlson? Knowing that Desert is a crystal, I probably would not risk stealing a key.
If it were a red or blue pendant, I would steal the key.
I would steal the key in Save Scum if it were a pendant. I would not do so if it were a crystal, because you don't want to go boots on just to...
I would not do it for green pendant either.
No, because you don't want to take that risk that you're getting yourself boots locked out. Because you can get pretty badly screwed by stealing the key and then not being able to access the back.
The thing is, doing that is logical. You can do that. The key will still have to be found. You'll have to find the boots before you can do it, but the game will account for that. So you know that the boots will not be behind the...
Whatever is on Landmos, correct.
Landmos.
And they cannot be in GT. That is about all that we know right now. Because the logic does assume you're an idiot with key usage.
Yeah, that's about the best. Not the most polite way to put it, but yes, that's how it works. It's also... The logic can also be ruthless. We get our map check from Carlson.
Yep. Well, the logic does have to assume that you use keys in the worst way possible, since otherwise you could get yourself permanently locked out of Desert in this kind of situation. Fartsplosion getting his load of nothing out of Escape.
So this leads to the question, where is that hammer? Because at this point, the hammer is probably the most valuable item hiding out there.
I mean, we can currently get up to the mountain with that flute.
This is true. Fartsplosion is checking the basement, which I'm not sure we got out of Carlson.
We have not seen a back of Escape. No, this will be a new check for us. Or
I do
3 new techs.
Carlson does have his mitts for our tracker.
Yes,
So,
he does.
my apologies for that.
I want hammer and pyramid ledge. Well, let's see. Key, arrows, and the cane of Samaria in the back of Escape from fartsplosion.
The cane of Samaria, my absolute favorite item in this game. The ways you can break this game are fantastic. I hate doing the dark cross backwards.
You're all good, Adilor. Yes, blind can't have the hammer, which means it would be a logical double dip of thieves if the big chest has an item.
Yeah, blind cannot have the hammer. Because if blind had the hammer, you could lock yourself out of blind.
Well, I think it depends on the key layout, though. And I don't happen to remember what key layout is for today.
Okay, actually, yes. Blind can have the hammer unless the key is in the big chest.
Correct.
My apologies. If the key... So blind can have the hammer in this seed, yes. My apologies, I had to think about it for a moment.
It's okay. Yeah, blind can have hammer, but only if these is not hammer. If there is an item in the big chest, yes. As we are going to see Hype Cave here from Carlson, some arrows on the NPC. Red rupee. Red rupee. Another red rupee. And a piece of heart. 0 out of 10, very not hype.
Hype Cave fails to live up to its name again.
Yeah, I found lately that Mini Molder tends to live up to the Hype Cave name far, far better.
I think the reason it's called Hype Cave is because in old versions of Logic, the randomizer program liked to send everything there.
Yes, but it's changed since. It is a thing, though, to rate a Hype Cave out of 10, and this one was 0.
I would actually argue it's about -3. Ooh, a Meyer.
Ooh, let's see. What is our medallion for Meyer today? It is a pendant Meyer to note. Carlson having a little trouble.
I did not get enough of you to see that.
I did not either. Let's see what's in the Meyer shed. Ooh, hook shot and a shovel. Okay. Those are things to find, alright. I'm not sure if Carlson knows how to walk around the water there to check the Meyer medallion, because I did not get a look at it.
Walking on the edge of that water is almost impossible, I've found.
Yep. Fartsplosion finding just 10 arrows on Stumpy. Cannot check the shovel right here, though. Doesn't have the shovel, actually. Getting mixed up. Not that he could even if he had it, since he doesn't have mirror. Yeah, the Cave of Loose Change sums it up pretty well for today's Hype Cave.
Fartsplosion dragging purple chest and taking it on a field trip here.
He is going all the way to Hype Cave with it today. No mayor making this a little bit difficult for him. And yep, Hyverts.
Carlson doing the old man rescue.
Without a lamp.
It's pretty easy Dark Cave, to be fair.
It is.
So, it is one of those dark rooms I would recommend every runner learn. Fartsplosion checks the Cave of Loose Cash.
Yep. Carlson navigating the dark cave with ease and finding just some bombs. Man. And is going to head up the mountain now.
No, he's going to Paradox Cave. going across the mountain.
Okay, wording. Yeah, he is heading for Paradox with that hookshot he got out of Meyer's shed.
I like the play to go to Paradox here.
It has 7 items, and he doesn't have a whole lot to do at the moment, in all honesty.
Yeah. Plus, you can route in Spiral Cave, too.
Yes, he can.
And Super Bunny.
Yep, purple chest yielding nothing.
And Hookshot Cave. So actually, this East Death Mountain play is worth approximately 14 items.
Something like that. We have 7 in Paradox, 1 in Spiral Cave, 4 in Hookshot Cave.
And 2 in Super Bunny Cave.
Yeah. fartsplosion going to get his shovel and hookshot out of Meyer's shed. Hookshot, the more useful of the 2 items, but you never know if that shovel might come in handy. There's the mirror for it. Paradox with Carlson.
I love this chain of logic. You need to get your mitts. You need your flute from the dam, your mitts from the fish, and your
moon pearl. Your hookshot from Meyer's shed, and moon pearl from the desert big chest.
This is a fantastic logic chain.
Oh, and your boots from Kakariko. You need a book from Kakariko as well, so that you need a book from Kakariko to get your moon pearl from the desert, your mitts from your mitts and your mitts and hookshot.
Hookshot also lead you to Paradox for a mirror.
Yes.
Fun logic chain.
Lovely logic chain for mirror, yeah.
Which means
required book, anyone?
And yes, that does make it a hard required book, given that the hookshot was in the Dark World and your Desert Pearl or your Moon Pearl was on Desert.
Yeah. Yeah, so a hard required book for the Moon Pearl, which combined with mitts, and which we're on King Zora. Which is just great.
That was just a piece of heart. I believe that was just a piece of heart on Spiral Cave.
Yeah. I think...
Switching our focus back to the racers here.
Yeah. I'm not sure we saw Spectacle Rock from Carlson, but we'll hopefully see it here shortly for Fartsplosion.
Carlson went directly to East Death Mountain.
And it's always great to see new runners like these go for dark rooms such as the Old Man Cave, which is one of the easier ones, but always good to see that they're learning strats like that. Is this a logic chain or introduction to rocket physics?
It's not rocket surgery. And with that mirror, we can just jump that up to 15 checks by going to Floating Island now, too.
I'm still learning ALTTPR logic, but that's a nasty one.
The bottom of the cave was worth 20 arrows.
Yeah, not much in the bottom Paradox, or the top, depending on how you look at it.
And Carlson hookshot clip, so he'll go around. Not too bad.
No, not really.
I actually have trouble saying that clip.
Fartsplosion getting his mirror.
So at the moment, the main advantage on Fartsplosion's side is he's found the King of Samaria.
Yes.
There's
silvers! And magnet.
One weapon is the excellent weapon for killing Ganon, the other is the favorite weapon for killing Aghanim.
Nice to have early.
That's the ice rod.
Ice rod on where? Floating Island? Ooh boy, so they're good thing they already have a mirror here.
That is the world's convenient mirror.
Yes, it is. Really, really is. What's up, dude? It does pretty much all of it. Good chunk of East Death Mountain here. Don't need to have to come back for that ice rod. TR is and there's another bottle. Second we've seen, first one they can actually get since the first was on Zora Ledge, as we see a boomerang in Hookshot Cave as well.
The better boomerang, you know.
We do know that the red meringue is hookshot locked and that is boots locked, sorry, in the library. Does Carlson not know? Actually, Carlson might know about the ice rod yet.
He should see it when he gets to go to Turtle Rock later.
I mean, it's not a big deal. He won't need the ice rod until he goes to Turtle Rock anyway. Getting a little bit trolled by the Lionels here.
And it looks like he's going for That's actually a good route to take for those checks.
Oh, yeah, he's going to go for Ether Tablet into Hera here. It's like. And ooh, there's the hammer on Spectacle Rock. Okay.
So going east was actually the better play.
Yes, it was. Since it got them their mirror, which lets them get that hammer. As fartsplosion picks up his net and silvers off of Super Bunny.
The combat in this scene is so easy today. We are 40 minutes in. They have tempered swords, silver arrows, and blue mail.
Yes. We had two swords in Mini Mold or Malone. Both bows are fairly free. Chest Game and Super Bunny. And blue mail is literally in Link's house. So they've had that blue mail since 10, 15 seconds in.
If that.
Super early at any rate. That is not a concern for them at all. Now that Carlson has picked up his items off Death Mountain, not going to check out Hera just yet, but is going to head back to the Kakariko area here. Fartsplosion going for his Ice Rod while he's here. No need to double dip this area.
Carlson's going to go talk to the sick kid. Or as the latter calls him, the lazy kid.
And just another red rupee. He might have forgotten he could flute there, good point. And now remembers he uses flute as he flutes away. See where he's going, having a bit of a think.
It even looks like his sprite head is thinking.
It does.
Bombos Turtle Rock access.
Okay. And Carlson is fluting straight back to the mountain.
So what item do you think is going to hold them up this seed?
A fire source would be really nice to find right about now, I'll admit.
It would be nice to find right now, wouldn't it? I think Bombos could be a fun way to get them to have a little bit of trouble.
Does he know Hera? What are boots? Boots would also be a good find at this point.
Yeah, boots would be a good one. I mean, at this point, boots can only be required if something's in the right side of desert or...
GT is locked by the torch. You might need to want to equip your book first, Carlson. Fartsplosion going to go for the part container inside Spectacle Rock, and then we'll probably go get his hammer on top of
Fartsplosion saying for a tricky bomb jump here.
And taking the fall, so it's just going to go around.
And Carlson goes in the Tower of Hera.
Yes, he will. Oh, there's a compass. So Hera is logically fire source.
There is one more check he can make.
And there's a big key.
He can go up.
So he can go up, okay.
Now you just hope not to see the small key.
Yes. Fartsplosion going to get his hammer now, I think. We'll be close behind Carlson here.
The worst part about getting the early Moon Pearls, we did not get to see what they turn into in Super Bunny form.
Nope. That is something I really like about ALTTPR is the variety of sprites that are available. A bunch more added in the recent update, 31.0.5 too, so...
We had 6 more added in 31.0.6 as well.
Oh yeah. And
Flippers.
oh hey, there's the flippers for Carlson. Swamp Palace is now an option.
Unfortunately.
I mean, it is a crystal, so they will have to do it, and they do already have flippers and cookshop.
And hammer.
And hammer, yes.
And mirror.
Yep, they can do Swamp Palace if they
The
care
sheer
to.
number of items you need to do Swamp Palace is entertaining.
It is. One issue with me not doing as much ALTTPR commentary and checking is I don't always remember what is required for each dungeon. But Hera is completable here. Pod is completable. Like,
What was
Swamps?
Was it just like bombs in the big chest?
Yeah, bombs.
So that means there are no items left and nothing is in the basement.
Yep.
Which is great news for these runners.
Oh yeah, they don't want to come back here after they find a fire source. Basement of Hera's just a place to go to. There's a good reason why the room right before that check is called the coffee break room.
Though I timed it once, it takes like 50 seconds to do that room.
Oh man, which can be quite a bit.
And a successful bomb jump.
Nice. Yeah, spoiler. I know. Oh, I know. Spoiler log races, people end with 4 or 5 hearts. Yep. And yeah, there's the useless small key Carlson as he picks up his first crystal of the match at 45 minutes. With fartsplosion close behind.
That is quite the pose for finishing the dungeon.
It is. He's just staring up at it, his mouth open. And Carlson is going to get the heck off this mountain now. He's pretty much done with what he can do there. And now has some choices as to where he wants to go.
Normally, I would worry about a small key if I wasn't keeping track of my items.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and fartsplosion picking up his first crystal about not less than a minute behind Carlson. Big advantage for him right now is that he does have the King of Samaria and has cleared some overworld checks just in general. Does Carlson have enough fairies that fairy to do Spike Cave? Possible, but I don't think he would want to risk it at the moment.
The answer is no. I believe you need at least 2 fairies to get through there if you're using fairies.
Right. Carlson is now going to Depth Thieves Town. Can full clear it if he wants. Does have his hammer now. We know that there's nothing in the front because fartsplosion dipped this earlier. We'll see if there's anything in the back. And it looks like fartsplosion will be following closely behind here.
And at this point, we can safely say one thing.
Which is?
Aga is dead.
Yes, it is. We absolutely do not need to kill Aga today. These runners are more than set up. We know Lumberjack is nothing. They have Hamnets, Moon Pearl,
Flippers.
Jere. Yeah.
They
are.
Let's get around the hammer blocks, including the hammer.
Yes. Fartsplosion now slightly ahead of Carlson since he did dip earlier. And Carlson did get caught by the bunny beam, I think, maybe there, but I did not see the sprite because he was in a spot, spot for it.
He was in... The bunny sprite looked like the Harvest Moon dog.
Oh. It looked yellow, that's about all I got. Also not familiar with the sprite, which has something to do with it. It can be pet, though. Yes, it can. Not a lot that could be on pet, actually, at this point, though.
Fire Rod.
Yes, Fire Rod can be on pet.
Or worse. Or worse.
What else could be on pet besides Fire Rod? We can come. Oh, if boots are on pet and there's not much else that could be on pet at this point, though. We can.
Depending.
If
Fire Rod, Bombos could be on there if Meyer is not Bombos.
Yes, it does depend on where Bombos. We have seen Ice Rock Case, and it is on the floating island. It is also literally in fartsplosion. Yeah, Fire Rod and Bombos are about the only things that can be on pet at this point. We've gotten quite a lot of items.
And Boots. I will stand by Boots as being the thing that would be the funniest to find on there.
Yes. Boots could be on pet, but the question is, if boots are on pet, is it hard required or is it logical? Since we do know that Desert has a small key on the porch, which logically locks Lamos from... logically, Lamos are boots locked. Can Lamp be on pet? If Lamp is on pet...
No, it cannot.
No, it cannot, because you need...
Lamp.
Yes, you need the Lamp for Meyer.
Did you happen to catch what was on the Thieves Town big chest there?
I did not. I don't think it was anything. Yeah, Meyer and our Eastern are both pendants. It cannot be a pet for Lamp.
If it were just Eastern, it would be possible. And fartsplosion enters the blind fight. I'd peg you as a fan of the hammer.
Yeah, EP does have purchased in all rooms.
All rooms leading to the boss. If the big key were in the vanilla spot, it would be impossible.
Yes. Also, Carlson making use of his powder and net to get a fairy in a bottle, which is a good idea, as fartsplosion picks up just 10 arrows of the line, so Thieves Town was absolutely useless.
Outside of, being required.
Yes. It is required, but otherwise completely useless. And yep, just the compass in the big chest of thieves. Yeah, if Fire Rod is available, Eastern Clear is possible. That is... we did see the big key in... Carlson dipped EP earlier. He did get the big key in one of the first couple of checks. Bootsless Hammer Pegs is slow, by the way. fartsplosion doing that right now.
It is not a fun bootless check.
No, it is not.
But this is the intended way of doing it.
Yes, it is. Just not particularly enjoyable. And just some bombs.
Some more bombs.
fartsplosion is 8, so it's not even going to bother picking this up.
And we're getting a check on...
Magic Bat.
Magic Bat, that's what it's called, yes. And Carlson takes a death to blind.
Good thing he got that fairy earlier. Making use of his powder and bug net to get a fairy off anti-fairy. No, he doesn't have powder, so just bug net actually, never mind.
So he got a fairy off one of the enemies, I guess.
Yeah, one of the enemies, oh yeah. Got confused. Powder was, I forget where, as you see the Cane of Burna for fartsplosion.
Cane of Brian? Powder was in Pinball Room of Skullwoods.
Ah, yes, since Carlson hasn't dipped that.
If I were running this, Ken, I would probably do Swamp myself, because, although from here I would do mirror checks leading to Swamp.
Yes.
Because that's the route I would take, so I'd go, like, K45, Bombos, and then Swamp.
Makes sense, because they're pretty close in on the way, more or less. And
Carlson making his Smith
way
check.
through Smith chain. Gonna be able to do this a fair bit faster than fartsplosion was, since he does have the meter. Fartsplosion took a while to get through the Smith chain earlier. Took a purple chest on a roll tour, actually. Went all the way to Hype Cave with it, with a purple chest. As we see nothing in Cave 45.
And fartsplosion gets bonked into a bush.
That happens sometimes.
And we're getting a shovel check.
Yep, Shovel B having been right next to Hookshot in the mire shed.
For
Getting
20.
to just some more money. So what do we actually need for go mode right now? We need Fire Rod, Bombos. Logically, we need Boots.
Fire Rod, Bombos, and Boots for logical go mode.
Yes. Now, Carlson still needs to get his ice rod off the floating island, not particularly major concern, and his Samaria out of the back of his cape, which is a little bit more of a concern for him. As fartsplosion is heading for Swamp Palace with his flippers, hammer, and hookshot.
Uses the mirror to cause the mirror deletion glitch, commonly used in these runs. Very handy.
And, yep. Took me a second to remember what that glitch was. And we're gonna see what's here in Swamp Palace from fartsplosion as Carlson cleans up somewhere overworld.
He accidentally mirrored back without his purple chest.
I noticed. Which is unfortunate, because he dropped his purple chest is right next to the portal. Pretty much right on top of the portal, and he portaled instead of got the chest. He has to go back for it.
Unfortunate, but easy enough to go back at that point.
Yep. I've lost my chest that way before. It will never happen to me again. Yeah, that's something you don't forget too easily. At least he wasn't too far from the Dark World Smith house to get the purple chest back.
It would hurt more. I've accidentally dropped it right outside the guy by dropping it.
Oh, that just hurts.
Given it was a multi-world, my friends, that when that happened, I decided to just swear it off, and somebody never got their fire rod until I finished the game.
Ow, that's particularly bad in a multi-world when you could screw your friend over on that. Carlson, you need to get the chest to follow you again, I think. Having a little trouble with the purple chest here.
Sometimes the mechanics in this game are really weird.
Oh, they are. Going to check Bombo's tablet here. Yeah, sending the chest back to the house isn't logic likely too, so that you don't accidentally erase the chest from the game or something by doing something like that. As we see, okay, another bottle in that chest of swamp as Carlson picks up just some money off the Bombo's tablet. And fartsplosion is heading for left side swamp here.
Given that he has a Samaria, he might be... Yep, he is going for Diver Down.
Yes, for those who don't know, this is a relatively new glitch. Where, yes, he is indeed drowning that key. Oh no, he can't get it back. No, seriously though, he's going to go through the door right as the bomb explodes to activate the switch. And then he is going to use the Samaria block to push him over just past the railing so he can walk on water, basically, and get that key that he would otherwise have lost.
takes a second to set up if you happen to miss it. And there we go.
Second try, pretty nice. You can do generally it's easy to do this with Samaria, though it is also possible to do so with a bomb.
I do not know the bomb strat. But it saves you a lot of time in the side of the swamp.
Oh yeah. Because you don't have to go around and around, pushing, activating switches, then deactivating them. It's a little bit of a pain to get around sometimes. And Carlson will be following close behind here into Swamp. My one major concern for Carlson right now is that
mushroom.
Maria has received a mushroom for fartsplosion from left side swamp. And the shields.
And a plastic shield. There are very few uses for that level 1 shield.
There really isn't. Doesn't even do much for logic, really.
To my knowledge, I don't think shields do anything for logic except for mirror.
Mirror shield can do some things for laser bridge, I know. I don't have the intricacies of ALTTPR logically.
I don't know mirror shield logic on laser bridge because I kind of just do it anyways.
Yeah.
Really suggestion.
Yeah, mirror shield is one of the things that can put laser bridge in logic, along with I think Burna or Cape or others. Something or another involving half magic as well. Which we haven't found yet, actually, despite having tempered and silver early. Fartsplosion getting.
Speaking of half magic.
Speaking of half magic, also the Samaria block was a little bit there.
That was unusual.
Bit of up on the railing itself, which is not something you see all that often. Yeah, nothing is needed for laser bridge to be in logic in advanced. Okay. I forget advanced item logic is a thing sometimes for ALTTPR. It shows here in situations like this when I'm commentating ALTTPR. I am more on the OTR side of things. So the really, really detailed logic quirks are not exactly my strong suit here.
Like I said, I don't know logic very well because I consider it just merely a suggestion.
It is a suggestion always. That's pretty much given for Rando. It's just you don't want to completely ignore logic.
And Fartsplosion is fighting Argus, one of the many, many eyeball bosses in this game.
Yeah. It does have tempered sword, so this isn't particularly difficult. One swipe per eyeball, no need for two, which you have to do with Master Sword. And takes down Argus pretty quickly. Getting just the compass off Argus, though.
I believe that's an item in the big chest.
I think so.
Maybe. Have we seen the map?
Good question.
I don't think we have.
I'm pretty terrible at counting items, I'll admit.
I'm going to guess we've already seen the map. We have not seen the map, and it puts in the big chest.
Yeah. It also could just be him not wanting to go back in for it. We'll see if Carlson picks up the map here. Did Carlson drown the key? I am not sure.
Yes.
As Fartsplosion is going to head over to the pod area. In full clear pod has Silver's hammer, bow. Bow. Silver's G-Sports. He can clear this place.
It's clearable.
Yep. Yeah, Argus is spelled with 2 R's. Yes, that is the canon spelling. Argus is spelled with 2 R's. Don't ask me why, that is the actual spelling.
Yeah, I don't know why either.
And also, I was not looking at chat earlier, but thanks for clarifying. In version 31 advanced added placement logic, laser bridge skips are logic. Okay. And thank you for providing the link. Fartsplosion going to find the thing in Saha's hut.
As Carlson leaves and re-enters to reset the drowned key. Because yes, while Diver Down is useful, I would not say it's a priority to learn as a beginner runner.
No.
I wouldn't even say most of the bomb jumps are necessary. For as a beginner, I would highly recommend just focusing on your routing and gameplay.
Mm-hmm. And then work on learning tricks once you've gotten better at routing and gameplay. Especially routing, because that is so important to in Rando, making it knowing where to go and when with the items you have.
As we enter the Palace of Darkness.
Where do we want the lamp to be? Good question, actually. We still haven't found a fire source more than an hour in. Yeah, is a possibility. At this rate, the biggest thing we need right now is a fire source for Goma, for our remaining dungeons, along with Bombos, which is also a fire source. Fartsplosion picking up plenty of keys in the front of Pod as
there's always like 4 of them in the front.
Yep. Lols. Oro saying the most important part of Rando was learning how to spell and pronounce the canon names of enemies. I'm not even gonna bother with ALTTPR. I know a handful, some of them for OTR, but there's just
Honestly,
too many to keep track of.
If I know how to say and pronounce certain things, I will mispronounce them on purpose.
That too.
Carlson's poor menu is not easy to navigate. Look at that.
Oh my god. No, it really isn't.
I don't want to be the one navigating that.
No, he's got quite the layout. It actually looks pretty funny on Restream, as his top row is half full, his third row is almost completely full, but then his second row has only the mirror.
Yeah. Menuing can be difficult to learn, and that's an excellent example of why. Nothing is ever consistent.
Yeah, Fartsplosion's got it a bit better at least, but even on his item menu, there's still the ice rod is the only thing in his second row.
What a save on the collapsing bridge.
Oh yeah, I thought he was gonna fall off there for sure. Continued load of keys and not much else in Pod so far for Fartsplosion.
Pod may have 14 treasure chests. Only 5 of them are items.
Yes, because there's, let's see, 6 keys, big key, map, compass. And hey, there's Bombo's basement of swamp.
So, for those who do like logic, Bombos is blocked by a fire source. Either of them. That room is in logic with fire rod.
Yes, it is, because there are torches there that you can light up. As with advanced item logic, advanced logic, fire rod can be in logic for rooms that have torches to light them up.
Yep.
And that is one of those rooms with torches. But the thing is, we don't have a fire source. That does mean that our lamp can no longer be in the odds of our lamp being in TR have gone down.
Yes, they have.
Between fire rod and lamp, one of them has to be outside TR. Don't know which, but it could be both, but at least one has to be outside of TR to put at bombos in logic. And yes, shoutouts to version 31.0.5, making items in dark rooms like that visible, which is a godsend. Yeah. Lamp can't be an ice either? Could be, depending on where fire rod ends up. Because fire rod could also put at bombos in logic, and for that matter, fire rod will just put ice into logic, so.
Fire rod can no longer be an ice.
It can. One of the two has to be available.
Fire rod. Well, actually, yeah, fire rod can if lamp is not.
Yes.
My apologies. I get this item logic mixed up sometimes.
Yes. One of the fire sources has to be available outside of TR or Ice Palace. The other can easily be in one of those two places. The logic is just lousy.
Next is going to go into the dark rooms, heading to Helma. I don't hit him.
I don't need it. Those have 13 hearts, blue mail, and blue mail, so not the biggest of problems, but not fun either.
I'm not a fan of this dark room.
Mm-hmm. And you're going to see a pyramid ledge check here from Carlson, actually.
I wonder what's going to be up there.
We have not seen checkerboard.
They have not gone back to my area with the mirror.
Yeah.
Just a heart container. Which I would grab at that point where you're 2 hits from getting killed by these enemies.
Yes, and he is also, and that also puts him at 10 hearts, if I'm counting correctly.
That is 10 hearts, correct.
Yeah. Currently, Ice Palace and
room in the dungeon for dark rooms.
Yeah. Chat. Yes. Bombos is fire locked, so one of the 2 fire sources has to be outside of Turtle Rock or Ice Palace. Since Turtle Rock is Bombos locked and Bombos is fire locked. Ice Palace is also logic with Bombos because Bombos is out of logic. It's a fun lot.
Carlson's turning into mushroom.
Oh, a good point. Fire Rod can't be in Ice Palace. Period. Behind a fire lock. No. Sen, Fire Rod can be in Ice Palace if we find Lamp somewhere else, because Lamp would put bombos in logic, which would put killing the ice enemies in logic.
Fartsplosion is fighting the Helmasar King. Carlson picked up something from the potion shop. I was looking at Twitch chat at the time.
Red Rupee. It's not.
Yeah,
No. Yeah, the logic is not fun for that bombos short version. Fartsplosion. Helmasaur will be picking up his 5th crystal here at 1 hour and 12 minutes.
I think it's his 3rd crystal.
No. Oh no, 4th. Sorry, I can't count.
I misread what Tower of Hero was there.
Yeah, no, you're all good. Yeah, okay, yeah. This seed's logic has already been evil though, so yeah, this seed had some really wacky logic for that mirror.
That's a cape.
Okay, cape for Carlson off Catfish here. Nice to have, especially since he has not found his burner yet. I question the wisdom of having the Restreamer roll the seed that made me do it. Lol. I mean, I don't think my seeds would have. A star seed would have been any better. I have a well-deserved reputation for rolling some god-awful OTR seeds.
My experience in me rolling seeds. The last time I rolled a seed for my friends, I rolled an Agaped.
Ow.
They have not let me roll since.
I can't blame them. I have straight up gotten banned for it's a good thing I don't think about this off as amazing. I'm just like, let's do this. Well, yeah, pretty much. This is one of those seeds where you say screw logic because it sucks.
Logic is merely suggestion, guys. That's all
It
there is.
really is a seed like this, because if you try to follow logic to a T, you're going to be going everywhere. It's already a double dip of desert, hard required actually, because we still haven't yet found that
Still fire for hot or lamp to light the torches.
No, we don't. fartsplosion actually forgotten got about halfway to landmost before realizing, wait a second, I don't have a fire source. I can't do this. And
now,
wait.
So it looks like Carlson's going to go check the Bumper Cave and possibly Skullwoods.
Yes, he has also still not picked up his Samaria out of the back of his scape, which is getting a little bit concerning at this point. Because he did safe put 2 Sanctuary earlier. Not check the back of the
Murder
escape.
birds are evil.
Oh, but it looks like Carlson will go to back of escape here, hopefully. Maybe?
Possibly.
I hope so, because he kind of needs a Samaria from there right now.
Graveyard ledge at this point, though.
Yeah. My brain will explode if I try to follow this logic. Yeah. I can't tell you how many times I forgot I need a BK to kill Lambda. Yeah, that's certainly... I can never remember... I also track cross keys, and I can never remember which BKs are hard report and which aren't. Key logic is really quite something.
The answer to that is they're required unless it's Swamp Palace or Skullwoods.
Ah, yeah, thanks. And for Explosion, it's also going to find his heart container off Pyramid Ledge, and then we'll see where he goes next.
Carlson is doing his Graveyard Cave. I wonder what we'll find back here.
Oh, there's the fire rod. That's in logic.
I do think that unless we have a GT boots requirement and boots on ped, that ped is dead now.
I do believe so. And here, Nice Palace do logically require their boss keys as well, but you can get past them with Hera Pot and Icebreaker. I think Carlson going to thankfully get his Samaria now. So as long as he checks Floating Island and gets his bombos out of, and as long as he remembers Floating Island, he should be set. Since we know that he will get, I highly doubt he misses his bombos in the dark basement of Pod. Hasn't gone there yet, but he will shortly.
His menu's looking a little easier to navigate now, as he picks up his Cane of Samaria.
Yep. I forgot where. Never mind. I was going to say Samaria. Yeah, that's exactly where Samaria was. Is Carlson just got it? Putting him. Well, as long as you remember Floating Island exists, he should be set to finish the seed. Since he will get his bombs out of the basement of Pot.
It took us 75 minutes to get a fire source.
Yes, 75-minute logical fire source. Carlson having a bit of a think, it looks like here, trying to decide where to go next, and is heading back up the mountain. As for Explosion, it takes the portal north of Kakariko and is going to do some more overworld checks, it looks like.
He's probably making that same bumper play.
Likely. Also, Desert Palace is marked on the restream tracker for Carlson, but I don't think he's gone back there for the 3rd time yet to kill Landmouse.
I believe you are correct, because he did just get the fire source.
Mm-hmm.
But I see what happened. The Desert Palace got hit instead of Swamp Palace.
Ah. Yeah, that happens. I was thinking something
Not
that's a
tracking.
little wonky about the
It can be a
tracker.
very difficult thing to deal with sometimes.
Yeah. You're all good, Adilor. It happens. Now, at least it's not the speed gaming tracker. I have a particular hatred for that tracker.
I've never used it, so I will not comment on it.
I don't recommend ever using it. It's bad.
And
Like
Fartsplosion gets his fire rod from Graveyard Ledge.
Yep, about 4 minutes after Carlson. Clearly, I should have had a nap for this race. You're all good, Adilor. So the speed gaming tracker is text only. It is also this. So Adilor is seeing exactly what we're seeing for the tracker. It's just there's just pictures. Item, just click on the picture. Particularly hard, pretty easy to pick up. Speed gaming, on the other hand, text only. It's always English, even if you're checking for a non-English stream.
I am going to suggest we return our focus to the race here.
Sorry. Carlson,
just for
going back at that.
nothing speed gaming here.
Yeah, no, you're all good. Well, short version, I'm not a fan. Carlson finding out that Bombos is for TR. Having a bit of a think here. Going to find out his ice rod is up on floating island here. And is going to head straight back to the portal so he can go get it. As fartsplosion heads back to Skullwood.
He has a fire rod.
Yes, he does. He can finally complete this. He was in here a very long time ago.
And I believe both items were found in there.
It's been so long I've honestly forgotten.
Magic powder was one. I don't remember if there was a second.
I don't either. We're also having a little trouble with the invisible Bridget. Walkways and hookshot cave siding. Yeah, I'm just cross instead, which works. I think I've only saw one item in Skullwoods. Okay. I think I vaguely recall commenting something about that, but I'm also bad at item counting, so I can't be sure.
The worst part of Skullwoods is the wall masters in every single room.
Yep, have to be really careful to not get caught. Carlson going for a quick fairy refill here in Hookshot Cave. As the bunny stripe of fartsplosion is something.
Yep. Smaller piranha plant.
Yes, it does. As Carlson gets his ice rod. And fartsplosion goes for Mothula now.
And fartsplosion almost gets grabbed out of the pit.
Oh, yeah. And there's Mothula down for fartsplosion.
Right, from fartsplosion.
Okay, there's the other item, 20 rupees. And that is his 5th crystal at an hour and 22 minutes.
More importantly, that's red crystal too.
That is Pyramid Ledge. Not Pyramid Ledge. Pyramid Fairy is now in play.
Carlson is doing Spike Cave. I wonder what we'll find here today.
Question.
Just
some rupees.
A big 20. Fartsplosion flutes to 6, jumps off, and then realizes he wants to go to Dark World. Don't you hate it when that happens? You go just a little bit too fast.
Oh, yeah. Well, I think it is faster if there is to check it and then jump off, check it, and then flute back. Okay, so why do we need boots again? So we do not. Well, as of right now, boots are not hard required. Boots are logically required for desert because there is a small key on the torch. I don't think these runners care all that much for logic, but it is logically required. I mean, they would like to have. At this point, they're not going to go out of their way looking for it. Well, Carlson is still looking for bombs, but fartsplosion is not going to go out of his way for boots unless it turns out that the GTBK is on. Then he's going to go look for it. Because otherwise, fartsplosion is set to forego it here. It seems Mocha has the same problem. Well, yeah, what are boots, pretty much. Carlson choosing to go all the way back around for that bottle off ledge, it looks like.
Oro, on that boots cannot be in GT thing, they can if Lanmo has an item.
We are.
My apologies.
No, they can't. Boots cannot be in GT. But we are otherwise in no mode. We have been in no mode for a little while now. That fire rod off Graveyard Ledge put us in no mode, actually.
No, we're not.
And I think.
There is still a missing lamp.
Oh, okay. There is still a lamp. What do we need lamp for again, though?
TR Dark Maze.
Yes. Logically, we need lamp for that, correct.
Also, pod.
Yeah, point. Logically, we need boots and lamp. Practically, I'm not sure how familiar these runners are with the TR Dark Maze.
Practically, in a normal situation, I say lamp is a nicety more than anything.
But with the Mentor tournament, it's a little hard to say.
It is.
Fartsplosion is up to 6 crystals and is going to climb back up the mountain, heading for TR now.
Carlson going in for Skull Woods.
Yep. Is unfortunately quite a bit behind. Still has Skull Woods is fairly fast, but he will potentially clear more of it looking for his bombos since he hasn't gone to Pod and found it there yet. And also still to do all of Pod, which takes quite a while. Finish off Desert, which is fairly quick, and then to TR. And I think at least for Carlson, since he is pretty new, there's a decent chance he might need lamp.
I'm not going to call that based entirely on skill, because that's not fair to the runners.
But it's also not guaranteed either, so...
It's not fair to the runners to judge that based on their skill, which is why I've refrained as much as I can.
Yeah.
But I will say it is more likely.
Yes. It is more likely, it is not guaranteed, but it is difficult to say. Probably something for commentary is trying to commentate and with the varying skill levels and whatnot. But that is Fartsplosion entering TR now.
TR, one of the more original dungeons in this game, I feel.
Mm-hmm. I actually kind of like the Samaria block mechanic of moving around.
Also, giant pipe maze in the basement.
That too. How does that? Good question from chat. How does Fart think it's safe to use a fire source of their sprite / name?
Fantastic question. Pupper.
Oh, Puffer. For Carlson, so that's his bunny sprite.
I still stand by my opinion that the real boss fight of Mothula is the conveyor floor of spike blocks.
Mm-hmm.
Whoever designed that arena is evil.
Let's see, key and big key in here, fire rod locked here in TR. As Carlson goes into his Mothula fight.
I mean, given that we haven't found the lamp, I'm going to call that Bombos was fire rod blocked?
I would assume so too at this point.
So I'm glad that we have a fire rod for it. And
Yeah.
Carlson takes a death to the fairy.
Picked up some fairies earlier. He has at least one. You know, he used one there. I'm not sure. Second is unfortunately low on magic, but does have a blue potion.
But
Doesn't need to use it though.
Which is convenient.
Oh, it is. Can save it for another time as he takes down Mahila and gets his 4th crystal at 1 hour and 29 minutes. That is a pretty funny pause frame there as he picks up the crystal. And we'll see which dungeon he chooses to go next. Going to go back and looking for items first.
Going for the bridge check. Which...
Getting a little turned around. Need to go the other way.
I got lost in this as a kid.
Oh, I can imagine why.
Just a little bit of lag over there on fartsplosion screen with everything happening at once.
Oh man, yeah. Making use of his powder for some anti-fairies.
Key.
What?
Fartsplosion steals the key from the Pokey to keep going.
Yep, he is not going to go back, keep going on that side. It's just going to take the key and keep going.
Given that he knows, for the most part, he's in go mode, I don't blame him.
Yeah. He's just going to do the dark maze without the lamp and is just going to keep going at this point. He is not worried about items, just wants to get this done as fast as he can, looks like.
The only thing I'd worry about this from that is there not being another small key on his route.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, until your GTBK is unfortunate boots were in that chesty orphan.
That would suck.
That really, really would.
Piranha Plant is amazing in the dark.
Yeah, no. If the key is big chest, that would be bad. If boots are a big chest, it's even, and GTBK is in torch, it's even worse. As oh no, he falls off the platform and has to go around again. And he also did indeed skip Crystal Roller Room, which is kind of concerning.
Carlson powder on the right.
Yep.
That pinball room powder is fun.
It is. He is out of Stillwoods, having found both his items. And we'll see which dungeon he chooses to go to next.
The alternating firing squad in that room. And Fartsplosion's got to be careful here.
Oh yeah.
Because he did not set up the safety of the TR big chest.
No, he did not, but he will be getting the safety door here at least. And yes, Carlson is on a Bombo's hut, which could be kind of rough. We knows that he needs to as far as Fartsplosion takes a death, thankfully did get that safety door beforehand.
Because otherwise he'd be right back to the top of the mountain.
Oh yeah. And yeah, Carlson unfortunately is on the Bombo's hunt. He doesn't know that he just needs the pod right now. He may or may not be looking at it for a lamp as well. But he definitely needs his bombos. And oh hey, there's Boots on Laser Bridge. Oh, that's a terrible spot.
That settles it though. Fartsplosion in go mode.
He is 100% in go mode. That is a terrible place for boots. Good thing the right side of desert was not hard required this seed, because that would have been fun. To get all the way up to turn to the laser bridge of TR to get your boots to get the key off the torch in the desert.
Good thing that wasn't the big key on there.
Oh man. And Carlson? Okay, Carlson going to head back to the Skull Woods area here. Where is he going actually?
There's 3 items usually in Skullwoods.
Alright. And I know we saw Red Rupee and Moxula and Powder. I'm not sure where the third one was. That's earlier boots than I just got, haha. Well, Garrison. Yeah, doing this seed logically would be brutal for sure. We first had a really awful logic chain for Mirror, and then there's the boots on Turtle Rock, locking desert logically.
And fartsplosion brings down Trinex, putting him at 7 crystals, meaning we should start with, there are 22 checks in Ganon's Tower's basement. One of them has the all-important Ganon's Tower big key. Place your guesses as to where that big key is going to be. We will post submissions for that when fartsplosion enters Ganon's Tower. Carlson finds that Butter is on the pedestal.
Oh, okay, ouch, that's a vanilla sword. Okay, thank you, Jere, for getting this start coming in. I guess I'm not on the white list yet. My guess is 15. Just randomly came up with a number.
I tend to not submit my own number, but I will guess 22.
Be the most trolly of things. This is going to be a very fast BK guessing game, so get them in real fast, because, well, it's about to end.
Alright, a couple of seconds is all, as Carlson is heading to the Palace of Darkness. And first, enters Ganon's Tower at 136.05.
Yes. Yeah, ouch, Garrison. Boots and GT is just sad. Let's see, chest number 1, heart container. Chest number 2 is another bottle.
And left side. I'm hoping it's not the torch, just because that'd be too convenient to get the boots that close.
It would. Nope. It's a key on the torch, though. So that's check number 3. Going to go left here. As Carlson goes into pawn now. Where can lamp be?
Ice Palace is still in play.
Yes. Let's see. Check number 5. 4 is a heart piece. 5 is a key. 6 is a green rupee. I need to remember to not say Greg, because this is Link to the Past. Chest number 7 is the compass.
For lamp, it could be checkerboard, it could be Ice Palace, it could be Misery Mire. It could be the top part of Turtle Rock that we didn't get to see any of.
Yes. fartsplosion having a little bit of a problem here with getting across the gaps in this room. And here is check number 8, which is custom arrows.
So, what? Why do you think number 15?
I just came up with a random number, I'll be honest. No real reason.
That's fair. 15 usually puts it in vanilla big key, so. I guess 22 because it'll be tile room, as usual.
Yes, because no one likes to do that check. So we are going to see chest number 9 here in the fire snake room.
This room can be painful without shoes.
It can. That is not it. That is another key.
Rando room, so named because the only reason you go in this room is you're playing a randomizer.
This will be checks 10 through 13. Bombs, arrows, loopy, and heart container.
Why did I say a red heart? Carlson going through this miserable hallway.
Oh yeah. This is not much fun without boots.
At least the first half isn't. The second half's pretty fun.
Fartsplosion doing a nice little bonk so he doesn't have to go through the portal and back.
For those who are wondering, the big key is bow locked in pod. So that bow and chess game was important here.
Yes, it was. We're about to see check number 14 from Fartsplosion.
Just a red rupee.
So my chest is coming up next after this ice armors fight.
Everyone's favorite boss fight from the beginning of the game now turned into a ice skating arena.
This room can be particularly fun in Endomizer, or Boss Miser to be specific.
Try next, anybody?
Let's see, 15 is a key, so I lose. 16 is a map, and 17 is the key.
So French vanilla.
Yep.
And Fartsplosion goes up the tower.
And congratulations to our tracker, Adilor, for winning the GT Big Key guessing game, winning since they guessed 18 and the Big Key is 17. So closest guest wins 10 points for the leaderboard. Congratulations.
My cursed streak of tile room is over.
Fartsplosion showing up in week 6, I like it. Yeah. How we can 18 is a favorite number, I guess, all the time. And since I started the game, I should have had every dimension if I forgot to guess well. It happens, don't worry. Yep, there's the leaderboard. Oro having the most points of 36, with 46 way ahead. Huge improvement over 6 weeks for Fartsplosion. Nice, yeah. Does Carlson know you can light that with a fire rod? I have no idea.
Let's be honest here. Huge improvement over 6 weeks for both runners.
Oh, yeah. I mean, Carlson, I think, only started shortly before this tournament started, so it's noticeable how much he's improved since.
Carlson picks up his bombos in the dark basement.
And is now also in go mode effectively. I think he knows the dark rooms.
As Fartsplosion takes on what is colloquially known as the Gauntlet.
Yes. He just fight a load of enemies going up the tower.
In increasingly more irritating rooms.
Indeed, as here he's on ice.
This is the worst room in the Gauntlet, in my opinion.
Oh, man.
This one is easy compared to the previous one.
Yeah.
Ice and BMOS and conveyor belts and spike blocks? No thank you. Fartsplosion is going to take the ferry here, which will change up the Landmo 2 pattern.
I did not know that.
If you take that ferry, they all emerge much closer together in time, making it harder to kill them all in one cycle.
He nearly got it, though, getting 2 of them down easily with silver arrows. Does have to wait for the 3rd, but didn't take too long. Getting the Samari out to kill these wizards really, really fast. Very satisfying to be able to just kill him that quickly like that.
Carlson's preparing to do Dark Room of Pod, leading to the Helmasaur King. And now fartsplosion is... Now the most important question I have about the seed. Where's our lamp?
I would love to know that, but I don't think we're going to find out. Because this seed's logic has just been one heck of a headache to sort out.
The other question is, if it's in Mire, can we get to Mire through another dungeon like Ice Palace?
Like what? Because I don't think we ever saw what medallion opened up Mire.
That's correct.
They both tried peeking it, but I did flippers at the time, and never quite got close enough to check out the medallion for Mire, so we still have no idea what it is.
Now, will fartsplosion check the... He is not going to check the treasure chests.
Nope, just gonna head right on up.
The only reason I ask is he doesn't know what we know about the pedestal.
Yes.
He's having a little trouble with this bomb room.
He is. Also, it looks like Carlson bailed out of Ped, hoping to find his lamp, which is currently MIA.
And we don't have a clue where it is.
Nope.
I can tell you where it isn't.
Which is?
Ganon's Tower.
Yes, it is not in Ganon's Tower. That's about the one thing we can say it isn't.
It's not in Ganon's Tower. It is not on Laser Bridge. It is not on Vitreous.
Because those are lamp locked. Just about anywhere else could be.
Carlson's checking the Tower of Hera basement.
I thought we determined that this was a dungeon item of some sort earlier.
We had.
But on the other hand, it has been the better part of an hour since that happened, so...
And again, keeping track of information is not the first priority I'd have as a new runner.
No.
And fartsplosion prepares for some agonometry.
Yep.
And that's a single. This is not a forgiving aga pattern.
No, it is not. Does get a single on that. Akka is being rude today. I think that was another single.
It was.
And that's yet another single. Akka is not being the...
Carlson finds his map in the basement.
Yeah.
And fartsplosion brings down Aghanim 2. The Dark Wizard is dead.
Yeah.
As fartsplosion racks up his bonk counter here.
Well, chat talking about how they could end up with an absolute jet seed. And also, and yeah,
a comment from Gan about taking down his alter ego Aghanim 2 times is very applicable when you only fight him once. Carlson's going into ice.
He is. I still looking for that lamp at this point.
Fartsplosion is on phase 2, the fire bat phase. Making good use of the absurd invincibility frames of the hookshot. Or as my friends like to call them, janky hookshot physics.
Oh yeah, we talked about lamp ice earlier. Yeah, there's a decent chance of ice lamp just sitting here in ice since that fire rod was not fireable. And thus puts that bombos into logic. Oh no, Silver's my one true weakness. They've had that for quite a while. They were in Super Bunnycade.
Misses the torch glitch, unfortunately.
Yeah. And it's down to just 2.5 hearts. He does have a blue potion, thankfully.
Chug, 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 chug.
There's the ice glass key for Carlson.
Always good to find out early.
Or just being a little problematic with fartsplosion. A single. I think he might have gotten a double earlier.
He did get a double earlier, which means that this is about to be the final silver arrow. Get your GGs in, ready in chat for fartsplosion. Who will clock this victory at rough? I don't know what the official time is going to be. We'll find out from in a minute.
Race time in a moment.
But the stream timer from Carlson's side shows us at 150 flat. So
he finished with an official race time of 1 hour 50 minutes and 2 seconds. GG's.
GG to fartsplosion. I'll drop an adder on GG in there for him.
Oh, congratulations! That is his first sub 2.
That is a huge victory for him then, because if that's his first sub 2, that is a memorable achievement.
Oh yeah, and by quite a lot. He was nearly a full 10 minutes behind. That full 10 minutes off the sub 2. Okay, he's gonna take a quick pee break and be back in a moment. And join us in a minute here.
As Carlson's going up to Turtle Rock next.
Yep. Decided to bail out of Ice Palace.
I know. Did you watch the whole thing?
So yeah, congratulations to our fartsplosion for our first sub 2 hour. I would love to know where that lamp is hiding.
I would as well. Because that has never shown up, and... Yeah.
So you said that fartsplosion will join us in a minute?
Yeah.
Wonderful.
Going to the bathroom quick right now after 2 hours of being in the
I don't
seat.
blame him.
Yep.
That glove is the best part. Icebreaker ice, Mocha? Oh! Lamp was in the vanilla big key chest in Ice Palace.
Ooh! I totally missed that, actually.
When we were focusing on the Ganon fight, Carlson must have found it in the icebreaker.
Okay, so that does actually help Carlson quite a bit. Yep, it is on his item screen. And he will be going into a Turtle Rock now here.
I think he's too high for that Bombos. Isn't he? He was.
Looks like... Yes, he is. Okay, he is now going to go in.
So that was a fun race to commentate.
It was. Logic was certainly something today.
So while Carlson's progressing through Turtle Rock here, and before fartsplosion joins us for an interview, I'll take a moment just say, if you guys enjoyed this, please go follow our runners. They've put in a lot of work throughout this entire tournament, and they've improved drastically. Also, give a follow to my co-com Star1468, to our excellent tracker Adilor, and to Jere Dudecia, who is our restreamer for this race.
Indeed. Thank you to Adilor, to Jere, and to my co-com Zeke here.
And of course, this wouldn't be possible without the Goma podcast itself, because the people who run this have set up an excellent system for this. And the podcast teaches you a lot of good things.
Yes, it does.
And if you want to join the community and do similar things, join the Discord. There are casual races going on all the time in there right now. And honestly, volunteers are welcome.
Okay, fartsplosion is ready to interview, but I'm actually not sure how to get him in here. And Carlson has decided that he will finish out the seed, so he will not be joining us for an interview.
Hey, Jere, can you move fartsplosion into the room for us? Or Adilor?
Okay, and there he is. GG's, fartsplosion.
What were your thoughts on that seed?
Might need to unmute yourself first. We can't actually hear you.
As Carlson unfortunately takes a death to the chain chomps.
Alright, I think I'm here.
Alright, we can hear you.
Welcome to the interview room.
Thank
GG.
you. To answer your question, where the hell was the lamp? That's my prime thought.
Ice Palace big key chest.
Oh, really?
Carlson went down just a few minutes ago.
Yep.
What's he looking for?
He was looking for that lamp.
He was not able to do the Palace of Darkness dark room.
Yeah, he was not able to. Yeah, he was not able to get to the back without it. So he found the lamp, and is currently going through TR. Took an unfortunate death to the chain chomps and is going back through.
I've never quite gotten that dark room without panicking, but it seems to work out.
Hey, you got it. That's to you too, also for your first sub too.
Yeah,
yes, congratulations on that.
I shine in prime time. I only win when I'm streamed.
Well, he won this one, so.
I'm 2-0 in live races.
Nice. You should try restreaming you more often if that's what gets you the win.
Yeah, come on, stream me every race.
So, other than the lamp, did you have any thoughts going into this seed?
I think I routed a few things pretty badly, but still ended up okay. Nothing egregious.
I think you did fairly well. This seed logic was all over the place. Goodness gracious.
Yeah. Well, I had a
Uh,
lucky brain fart thinking I could complete Desert Palace. So I went in there and found the Moon Pearl extra early.
Yeah, that turned out to be a hard required double dip of desert there. And a hard required book to boot too.
That entire logic chain involving the book going all the way down to your hammer was fantastic.
Oh yeah. Because you needed to get your book, to get your Moon Pearl, which combined with your mitts, which are on King Zora of all places, got your hook out of Mire Shed. Oh yeah, Flute was in the dam too, and then leading to your mirror and paradox, which got your hammer off Spectacle Rock. Oh my goodness, that logic chain is bad. Probably
Oh,
missing a
hey,
step or
there's
two.
Ether. I was wondering where some of the medallions were. For your reference, Ether is in the Turtle Rock big key chest.
Yep, lava chest.
That lava chest can have some fun stuff in it. I distinctly remember a seed with flippers in there once.
Oh, that's a bad spot for it.
I've also had an ice rod in there before.
Yeah.
Hey,
Speaking of bad spots for things, that was one heck of a boot spot. All the way on Laser Bridge.
Oh, yeah. Nice slow seed.
Yep. You were not running anywhere. Logically required to complete this game too, because yeah, Desert Smoky being on the torch.
I do think my favorite moment for the seed might have been Mini Moldorm Cave.
Oh my! Shout out to that having two swords.
Oh, Carlson did find the last sword. If you're interested, fartsplosion.
Yeah, where was it?
Pet.
Vanilla. Vanilla on the pad.
Well, I don't think I was messing around with that.
Nope.
At the moment, neither is he.
No, he is busy completing TR.
I'm trying to think if I had any actual questions that came from fartsplosion's side of the stream, but
No, especially you played this pretty well. The seed record you had to go literally everywhere for items, especially early on. That bombos was fun to sort out the logic for because we knew that there had to be either lamp or fire rod available. In this case, it was the fire rod on Graveyard Ledge, which took us quite a while to see.
technically, they were both in logic.
No, lamp in Ice Palace is fire locked.
Yes, but they were both available for the bombo to get bombos.
True.
But fire rod would be the one to unlock it.
Yes. And Carlson having a little bit of trouble with Mimic Cave here. Not entirely sure what he's looking for, I'll admit.
He already knows he lost, so he's probably going through and clearing it at his leisure. Which I don't blame him. Now's a good time to practice the routing the dungeons.
Yep. But yeah, I don't have much in the way of questions either.
So do you have any final comments then, fartsplosion?
What was that?
Do you have any other final comments of note?
I don't know. I think it was a weird logic seed, and I took some weird routes, and it worked out perfect for me. Just meant to be.
That it did. It worked out for you very well.
Yes, it did. You didn't. This is one of those seeds you really don't want to follow logic, because logic is just going to send you down the worst of rabbit holes.
Logic's overrated anyway.
Logic is merely a suggestion.
Darkroom's a way to go.
Oh, yeah. We weren't entirely sure how well you guys are going to do with dark rooms. You did pretty well with them. Carlson did some of them, but did eventually end up going to look for his lamp.
But again, it's what, his second week? It's what, his 7th week playing the Rando?
Something like that, because I think he started literally a week before the tournament started, so he's doing quite well considering how new he is.
I am impressed with all the runners.
Oh yeah, everyone's improved quite a lot over the course of this tournament.
The key to dark rooms is to try and to fail, and eventually you get it right.
Practice makes perfect on the dark rooms.
Yeah, it's a matter of memorizing.
Here's a question that has nothing to do with this exact seed, but came about because of the seed. So you showed us how good you are at the dark rooms today. Are there any of the dark rooms you don't like to do without the lamp?
Oh, that turtle room can be a nightmare, and panic and swinging the hammer. Probably the worst one, followed by the basement in Misery Mire.
I can agree with both of those. Misery Mire in the dark is not fun.
Yeah, it is not. I'm pretty much out of questions. Unless chat has any others, we will probably be reading Carlson here shortly as he finishes out the seed. Shoutouts in the meantime to our runners, fartsplosion. Congratulations on your first sub 2, and to Carlson, who is continuing to plug through the seed, currently going through TR.
I admire some perseverance. And
oh, I
Carlson
agree.
is definitely showing it.
He is persevering through the seed.
Good for him.
Shoutouts
That's
also
how
to
you
my
practice.
Shoutouts to my co-con Zeke, to our tracker Adilor, and to our restreamer Jere Dudecia as well.
And, of course, shoutouts to Star, who's been an excellent help here in the commentary booth.
Yep. But, any final words, fartsplosion, Zeke? Because I think this is going to pretty much wrap it up.
No, it's just nice to win.
I enjoyed watching the race from both runners. Both of you put up a good race here. Good, clean race. So.
The key is to put on a show.
And you guys did.
It was a great race to watch.
So, but thank you very much for joining us, fartsplosion. And I think we're setting up to wrap up for the restream.
Going to go over and raid Carlson, so cheer him on. Go over to his stream, cheer him on. And thanks for watching, everyone.
And have an excellent night.